Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel for my review on my least anticipated film of the year. Delayed quite a bit this year, I've never really been invested in wanting to see this new Disney remake despite the original film being a favourite of mine. So this is Kia's Reviews and this is my review of Mulan. If somebody told me 6 months ago that I'd actually be invested in the remake of Mulan the whole runtime, I would have laughed at them. Now that Mulan is out on Disney Plus, my expectations of terrible degree were exceeded dramatically. The trailers did nothing to help elevate my anticipation for this movie, and then its delay because of COVID-19 just made me less and less interested in wanting to see this. It wasn't until it was released on Disney Plus last night that I actually cared to take some time and watch it. After all, it wasn't that bad. The way you watch this movie will change your opinion depending on how you're viewing it. Give me a second, I'll explain. One of the ways I viewed this movie was from a technical standpoint. The cinematography was beautiful, the score was just stunning, and each shot captured a new layer of the story of Mulan, and while it was an aspect I definitely overlooked in its trailers, the film really revelled in surprising me throughout. It became one of the main factors I kept watching until the end. When I say the costume design is Oscar-worthy, I sincerely mean it, as I don't like throwing the phrase Oscar-worthy to just any movie. The design of every costume looked amazing, and whilst I didn't like the cast very much, I still found that the costumes fit the essence of the characters perfectly. My final praise for the technical side of Mulan definitely has to be the action sequences, as it was honestly so intense and visually appealing. Perfectly choreographed, these were the scenes that kept me hooked in, and even though they are spread out, they are exciting nonetheless. The second way I viewed this film was through a conceptual lens. Many recent Disney remakes have been pretty much the same story but just transformed into live action, namely the remake of The Lion King, which I absolutely hated. But there's also been the remakes that have done that, but also added new side arcs like in Aladdin with the genie. Mulan is entirely different, the first to do so since I would say the first Maleficent film. Mulan borrows elements from its predecessor but never fully commits to the same story. Mushu and the musical elements are gone, leaving a simple samurai story that's basically a PG version of Game of Thrones Season 2. The concept of abandoning remaking the original animated film actually impressed me, but how they executed it was what took away so much, because the approach of creating a mostly new story while still trying to honour the original movie was quite strange in how it turned out. This is where opinions will differ significantly, as some will love the way this adaptation stood on its own, but others like me won't like how it turned out.
Need a hand, little man?
Insult me again and you'll taste the tip of my blade.
Lower your sword.
Or what?
The third and final way I viewed this movie was as a fan of the original animated movie. What kept me so in love with the original Mulan was Eddie Murphy's portrayal of Mushu, the same way I love Robin Williams as the genie in Aladdin. They're such iconic characters, but like the remake of Aladdin, this will split audiences entirely. I will say that I liked the remake of Aladdin more than Mulan, but that's because it didn't take away its most iconic character or its impactful musical songs. Some people I know are fans of the original animated Mulan film and loved how Disney took on the remake, but I have other friends who are like me that loved the first movie but hated this adaptation. Whether you're a fan or not of the original Mulan film, this adaptation will depend on your point of view, as it will define what you think of the movie. How you view it will differ for everybody. While it was technically amazing and I can definitely see this being nominated for some awards, The abandonment entirely from most of what made the original so good was what left this film to be quite bland and forgettable for me. This Mulan remake didn't capture the nostalgia of the 1998 animation, so I'm giving this movie a 6 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. Have you seen Mulan, or are you going to pay the $35 or just blow it off entirely until December? Let me know below. If you like what you're seeing here and you want to see even more, check out my channel and be sure to have a look at my previous reviews of Bill and Ted Face the Music and the New Mutants. As always, be sure to follow and subscribe to my YouTube channel. This has been Kia's Reviews, signing off for now.